Hi, this is Natal with Morningstar, and I'm here with Trevor and Nate with Calvary Vero Beach. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. You guys want to tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah, so I am the high school pastor for Calvary. So with junior high and high school, I oversee students from 6th grade to 12th grade and lead the youth ministry here at Calvary. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm the art director here, so anything visually that you see from Calvary, I pretty much oversee it, whether video, photo, and graphics.
Okay. And you guys have had some really cool events that have happened here recently. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we do an event. It's somewhere between annually and biannually, but it's called SNL, Sunday Night Live.
Okay.
And it's basically outreach to students with music, speaking. Usually we bring in other artists, and then we do some sort of theme. This past time we did sort of like a fair theme. So we had food trucks, rides, and things like that. And then, so we do that every week. Just a place to get students together, something to do, it's free, and then connect them to what we've got going on weekly here.
Okay. And we've had the pleasure of printing some of the gear for that. Trevor, are you the designer for that?
Yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration for some of that?
Usually it starts like back with like what the event is and like what's going on with the event. Like we kind of create like an atmosphere that we want it to be. And so it was fair themed for this past one, and so we kind of created like the fair theme, and then we go back towards the end of that, we go with what we want the designs to be. And so they were all like very fair, like summer vibes this past one.
And how many designs did you guys have for that?
I think
you guys did 3?
3, yeah.
3, okay. Yeah. And how do you feel like the apparel has impacted your ministry?
Yeah, so with youth specifically, it's definitely one of the things we try to create is just an atmosphere of belonging and that they can, even before they may believe what we might believe, we want them to feel comfortable here, that they belong here. And we have a message and we have a goal with what we're saying, but we want that atmosphere to be something that they can kind of come in as they are. And so that is sort of the heartbeat behind everything we do. And so with the branding and the design that we have, we want it to be something that they can carry with them. And so it's usually received well because we want them to carry it sort of with them as they go. And I think to be a talking point, what is that? Where did you get that?
Right.
Kind of thing. And then that leads to an invitation, to come check it out. You might like it.
Yeah, they tend to they're so involved with what's going on here. They want something on their chest that says like I belong with this group of people. Yeah.
Something we talked about a little bit ago was about branding, and how do you visualize your branding as far as like when you're choosing your design or choosing the t-shirts, tell me a little bit about that process.
So my mentality with what I do is I want to do it really well. And everything that we do here at Calvary is done really well, from like the music to the teaching that's done we have each week. And so with the t-shirts and the branding, I want to bring high quality designs and high quality t-shirts and things that I want people to wear and people would wear proudly.
Gotcha. Yeah. What are some of your favorite brands right now or styles? Because you guys tend to think a little out of the box when you're ordering.
Yeah, I mean, I am friends with people that are doing cool stuff, and not necessarily brands, but just people that I see making cool stuff. And I don't know. I have friends I can name, but I don't know if I want to name them. So, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we try to pull from kind of what we sense is going on here specifically, and then knowing our students or our congregation and kind of their interest. And we're even saying that some of the stuff we just got is kind of targeted to maybe more of a specific group within our congregation.
Right.
And so just kind of knowing people and like letting what's happening here be a source of inspiration for us, that can kind of collectively be, hey, this is kind of what's happening here, and let's, I don't know, be really internal with what we draw from. But then we have a lot of inspiration from like friends or surf brands or things like that, music and stuff that we're into, that then impacts kind of what we're doing.
I just really tend to like want to make stuff that I would wear, and I don't necessarily follow specific brands, but like a lot of like vintage clothes or just like a thing that I've seen that like a designer made that I'm like I don't know.
Yeah, the big one for our SNL event was fully NASCAR inspired.
Yes.
And we replaced like Dale Earnhardt's car in colors with the fair slide that we had here rather than a car. And it was like vintage feeling, kind of like funny that it was NASCAR, but it just like for us, because that's not really our thing.
Right.
But it just, the whole kind of experience was cool and interesting for people, because I think it was just different enough but familiar enough that it kind of created a little, I don't know,
nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia and interest. Yeah, so I think having a lot of that wide variety of inspiration and kind of knowing where we are and what we're doing adds to all of that, I think.
Gotcha. And if you were speaking to someone who was looking to make t-shirts for their congregation, what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I think for me, I would just say like, know your community, know your people. I think sometimes we do some, like it's not done well when we're either trying to force them to be something that they're not,
Right.
Or when it becomes just too, I don't know, like brandy or too like, I don't know.
Throwing your logo on everything.
Everything, yeah.
Right.
Where it's more like just something that like observe, have conversations. What are people interested in, and kind of what would make them want to be a part of, what's happening here, I guess.
Yeah, because I think more important than like design trends of the time is like design trends of like your group and like what they would want to wear.
Right. Yeah.
Because like we've done stuff that I feel like is super trendy to what like is going on culturally, which like we tend to like follow.
Right.
But it's not necessarily like what the people are wearing or what they want. So.
Right. I know I have been asked to make shirts that you guys have done on the side because they've sold out so well. I think that you guys have done a great job branding yourselves and creating apparel, whether it's a hat or a t-shirt or a hoodie, right? You guys just did hoodies. That you've created, the want for your brand.
Yeah.
Something interesting that I find when you guys are printing is you guys choose, like, you've printed with puff ink, which not a lot of people will choose to do. When you're making that decision, what kind of things do you think about?
I just, personally, I think about how I want the shirt to feel, like, when I grab it. Like I know what, like, a low quality shirt feels like, or like a shirt, just like a general shirt feels, and like sometimes I want the shirt to like have more of an impact than like just like your typical shirt. Like I want you to feel it and like just it feel different than what you normally wear. So something a little, I guess, different.
And I think we try to like, it maybe sounds cheesy, but like take a risk with what we're doing. And because like we did, like you said, our last for the SNL event, we sold out of everything like in an hour. And then it would be easy for us to just like copy paste, do the same thing. Where this style of the stuff that we're doing is, where the last time was NASCAR and fair, this one we were talking about, let's make it feel like collegiate and like that kind. So it's a totally different feel, but we're hoping that just where we're at, this season, stuff like that will create interest for people, and the same kind of like, I want to wear that, but kind of coming from a different angle, I guess.
And I think like the last one, the SNL stuff we did was very like design centric and like graphic heavy, where like this latest one that's more collegiate, it's very simple and really like a collegiate shirt. You're just repping your college. Like it's just like, this is the school I go to. It's not really anything more than that. And for me, like being a designer, like just typing out text on a shirt is sometimes too simple. Like we're sending it to print and it's just text on a shirt that is a font I found online. So just kind of being like thinking different levels of the design process to where we can add something that's not just the graphic, it's like in the print process is important to me. And
talking about the SNL event, you guys set up a sales booth type thing and a photo op. Do you guys want to tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was the first. So the SNL was the first time we've done multiple designs all at once. Like it was really like a leap of faith for us. Like we would kind of just went like, we did 3 designs, a hat, a tote bag. Like we did a lot of stuff, and not knowing if they would sell, but we like really like went all out with what we were doing. And so we really wanted to create like a store atmosphere for the event that like people could shop the different things we had. So we went all out. We did like an AstroTurf wall and hung all the clothes, and it looked really sick and people liked it and
they loved it.
I was like blown away. I like took a video walking down the line of people. There's probably like 500 people at the event. Yeah. And like we didn't open it up until after like the main event was over, and there was like a line of like 200 people right after the event. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. So yeah.
And I think like with that kind of, it was very immersive and like the whole experience. And I think that is the heart behind what we're doing, because we believe that the message of the gospel, the message that we're promoting, is something that it impacts your whole life. Right. And it's not just something that you do on occasion. Yes. But it's something that kind of gets down to the very fabric of who you are. And so with that kind of that whole church, in and of itself, and our church in particular, it's not just something you should go to and leave, but it should be something that you carry with you everywhere you go. And so from both the like immersive experience of like how you buy your shirt to leaving with it and wearing it to school or to work, the next week, should be part of that sort of story that it impacts every part of your life,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And just for me, it's been cool because I'm not a great communicator, like speaking wise, and just like being able to communicate like what we're doing and like kind of work behind the scenes and like express myself in a way that like impacts people is important to me.
Yeah. I know one question that I often get that maybe you guys could help give some insight is how do you choose your quantities if you haven't pre-sold them? How, like when you went into SNL, how did you decide how many you were going to print of each?
I mean,
there's no answer.
Well, yeah, the quantity, I mean, you just kind of gotta...
Well, what's your mindset behind that?
Our mindset is we want to sell out. Like, that's what, going into SNL, we're like, we want to sell out. Like, when they're gone, like, it's kind of like part of the experience for that specific event. Like, you were there, you got the shirt, like, you didn't get that shirt, but you got this shirt, at least you got that shirt. Like, and so, and like we created some amount of hype around what we had, and our goal was to sell out. I think like looking back at it, we're like, maybe we should have done a little more because it went well. Right. But it's better to sell out than have bulk and trying to like...
Well, the year before, we still have a stack of the shirts from the year before that we can't get rid of. Yeah. Because it's like...
That's interesting.
It just was... I think we over ordered and we like there was just it's learning.
It was like a different. We handled it way different, and we're like learning each time. Yeah.
Do you
But-
think this time you were more immersed in the experience that you were
it
creating,
was
and
way
it
better.
was
Like it was
more
something
successful?
people wanted, and it was more successful all around. I think. But yeah.
But this time with what we ordered, I think we ordered more with the intent with the more generic look. We want everyone to kind of have one. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's like some stuff we make that we're like, yeah, we want to keep this on the shelf, and like people like can get it whenever, like it's for everyone.
Right.
And then there's like specific event like experiences that it's like I was there and I got the
Yeah.
shirt.
Yeah. Well,
So,
well, thank you guys
Yeah,
for
thank
taking
you.
time out of your
we
busy
love,
day.
We love all the stuff that we've gotten from you guys, and it's always great to work with you and the quality and
Thank you.
and our order requests.
Well, thank you. It's great to work with you guys, and I'm glad you guys are having such a successful year in events. But yeah. And this is Natal with Morningstar, and let us print your story one t-shirt at a time.